Adding and subtracting standard form, let's look at the first example.
To add or subtract the numbers, we're going to have to convert the numbers from standard form to their ordinary number. So converting this to the ordinary number would be 32. And then now we're going to have to add the zeros since it's got a positive power. But remember, because the number here or a here is a decimal number, instead of adding 5 zeros, it's going to reduce by 1 0, so making 4 zeros. We're going to add 4 zeros plus 4.8 times 10 raised to the power 5. It's also the same thing, 48. Because it's decimal, instead of adding 5 zeros, it's going to reduce to 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so once you have that, you add the two numbers. Adding the two numbers, let's use the column addition to add that, and we're going to have 0, 0, 0, 0. That will give you 10, so you write 0, and then you carry a 1 on, making 800,000. So 800,000, if you want to write this back in standard form, what would that be? Remember, this is a whole number, so it means our decimal point is at the end of the number, so we're going to have to move to the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A should always be between 1 and 10, and so we're going to have 8 times, how many jumps did we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be 10 raised to the power positive 5, and so that becomes our answer. It's very easy. Let's try the second example. So 5.6 times 10 raised to the power 6 minus 2.1 times 10 raised to the power 6. So with subtracting, it's also going to follow the same order. We're going to have to convert the standard form into ordinary numbers. 5, 6, we're going to write this as a whole number. And because this is decimal, it means the number of zeros will reduce by 1. So instead of 6 zeros, we're going to put 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus the same thing here, we have 21. Because it's got a decimal here, instead of 6 zeros, we're going to put 5 zeros. So now, when you have this, all you do is you use the column subtraction method to subtract the numbers. And so this is the answer you get. And then you can write the answer back in standard form. Because this is a whole number, it means the decimal point is behind. So you're going to have to move it between 3 and 5. Remember, A would have to be between 1 and 10. So we can't use 35. So move it down, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And remember, we're moving to the right, to the left side. So it means our n is going to be positive. So we'll get 3.5 times 10, 10 raised to the power 6. And that becomes your answer. I hope this helps. If it helps, make sure you share and you like the video. Let's look at some more examples on adding and subtracting standard form. So 7.5 times 10 raised to the power 4 plus 2.3 times 10 raised to the power 3. So first of all, we need to convert the standard form into ordinary numbers. So we have 75. Because it's decimal and the power is positive, we're going to reduce the number of zeros by 1, so making 3 zeros, plus the same thing here, 2, 3. Because it's positive and our A, or the number here, is decimals, we're going to reduce the number of zeros according to the power by 1, making 2. So if you add this 2, you end up getting, so adding these two numbers, you end up getting 77,300. And then once you have that, you should be able to convert that back into standard form, and that will be, this is a whole number, so it means the decimal point is at the end of the number. So let's move it. Remember, we can't write this as 77. A would have to be between 1 and 10. So it means we have to move the decimal point between 7 and 7. So let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, and we move into the left side. So it means it becomes a positive. So 7.73 times 10 raised to the power 4. Very easy and straightforward. Let's try the second question. So this would be 42. How many zeros? 6 zeros, because we have decimal here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Minus 39. How many zeros? This number of zeros would be 5, because we have a decimal here. And now we subtract the two numbers using the column method. So if you take out 9, you can't take out 9 from 0, so you need to borrow. That becomes 10, that becomes 1, that becomes 1. And then you can't take out 3 from 1, so you got to borrow, making 11, and here becomes 3. So taking out 3 from 11, you get 8, and that becomes 3. So you end up getting this answer, and you need to convert the answer back into the standard form. This is a whole number or a big number, so it means the 0 would be at the end of the number. Let's count the number of times we're going to move it. And where do we move the decimal point? We need to move it between 3 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're moving it 7 times. So our answer becomes 3.81 times 10 raised to the power 7. And that is it.